Breaking news, the man charged in the shooting death of that Elwood police officer appeared in court just a few hours ago.
He's accused of shooting and killing the young officer Noah Shanavaz. We have team coverage for you tonight. Lauren Kostick happens to be covering the Madison County community and how they're honoring the officer tonight.
Our Rich Nye has more on the life of that officer and military veteran, but first tonight at 6, Karen Campbell was in court when that suspect was arraigned. And Karen, the suspect has a criminal history, doesn't he?
Yeah, Scott, a very lengthy criminal history for Carl Roy Webb Boards. Now, prosecutors said today that he fired 36 shots toward Officer Shanavez's vehicle. Court documents also state on that night that he committed this crime, he also had a rifle with a high-capacity magazine on the passenger seat in his vehicle. Now, in court, he appeared via video from the Hamilton County Court. Now, Boards told the judge that he was a barber who lives with his mother in Anderson. The judge asked him if he had any children. At that time, Boards put his head down on the table, later saying he was facing poverty. Now, the judge went over the 7 charges against him, including murder and unlawful possession of a firearm. Boards, again, I mentioned he had a lengthy criminal history dating back to 1999, convicted of battery with a deadly weapon. Also in 2006, he was labeled a serious violent felon. Madison County prosecutor Rodney Cummings spoke with us after today's hearing, saying when the officer pulled Boards over that night, for unknown reasons, Boards started firing.
Had an AK-47 assault rifle, got out of the vehicle, fired through the windshield of the officer's car. The officer never got out of his vehicle, never had a chance to go for his weapon.
Prosecutors say Boards, again, fired at officers back in 2006. Now, numerous bullet holes were fired into officers' vehicles. Cummings says when Boards was sentenced for that crime, his case was modified, something he says should never have happened. Also, given the amount of weapons that were found at the scene that night.
Very disappointing to me that a person with this kind of record who shoots at the police a number of times has his sentence modified. I just don't understand that, which makes it much more difficult for us to seek a death penalty case.
Now, Boards also faces life without the possibility of parole. He is being held without bail. The judge said there is no bond in this case. Now, we know that a pre-trial conference is set for September 30th.
Thank you so much, Karen, reporting live. And so many people are in mourning the death of this young man, and they're gathering in Elwood tonight to play for the family of the surviving family of Officer Noah Shanavaz.
Our Rich and I return to that small town for a second day and is tonight learning more about this young police officer who just started his law enforcement career.
And Rich, we know that he joined that Elwood police force in just less than a year ago.
Right, I'm sorry, Anne Marie and Scott. Yeah, less than a year, 11 months with the Elwood Police Department. Noah Shanavaz grew up less than a half-hour away in Fishers. He came to this small town to start his law enforcement career. Elwood's population is about 8,400 people. The mayor says the city has not lost a police officer in the line of duty since the 1930s. Life in the small town in Madison County has not stopped, but has certainly paused to remember 24-year-old Noah Shanavaz. People brought flowers and other items for a second day to add to the police cruiser memorial outside the Elwood Police Department.
He come from the military, spent 5 years in the military, and he was just so young, and he still wanted to serve, you know, and I think the whole town feels that.
Noah graduated from Fishers High School in 2016, then was off to the Army for 5 years. He just graduated from the Indiana Law Enforcement Academy in April.
These type of things, when they occur, they are heart-wrenching. They just make you ask all kinds of questions, you know, why situations like this have to occur, because we lost a good young man here. We really did.
Noah's family celebrated him becoming a law enforcement officer. Now his parents, a younger sister and brother, and a small town mourn the loss of a young public servant. Noah Shanavaz remembered here on the City of Elwood sign, and tonight the community is asked to come out to the city fountain for a prayer vigil that starts at 7 o'clock. Lauren Kostick has joined me here in Elwood, and she'll be covering this event tonight. We're already seeing people start to gather.
Exactly, and based on all the love and support we've seen in the last 2 days, it's clear that there will be a lot of people in attendance tonight to remember this young officer, this young hero. And so here are the details. That vigil will be starting at 7 around the fountain at 1505 South B Street. They're asking everyone in the community to show support to Noah's family, friends, the Elwood Police Department, and the city of Elwood. If you aren't able to come, they ask that you pray wherever you are at the time. And if there is any bad weather tonight, that vigil will be moved to the senior high school gym. And also, the Indiana Fallen Heroes Foundation did create an official memorial for the family, which is such a great way to show support as we continue to remember and grieve such an amazing hero. Scott, back to you.
All right, Lauren, thank you so much for that live report. And tonight, Central Indiana continues to mourn Officer Shanavaz and supporting his police department and, of course, his family. We've got all the charging documents from today's hearing. You'll find them right now on WTHR.com. Today's state